Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the Shop. It is Saturday, so it's the first week is ending of the new year. We've been stuck inside many days. We have not been outside very much. It has been single digits with below zero wind chills. We've had wind chills that were 20, 30 below overnight. Okay, we're going to put the stove front on. Okay, we decided to bolt it on, so what we want to do is just put some tabs in here and weld them. Okay, they're going to be spot welded from out here. And then we will take and pick a dimension. I'm thinking about 3/8 in. So 3/8 down, 3/8 in. We don't have to be equal space between here and there. We want them close to the corner as we can with them looking nice. We're done with both videos on this. We'll be putting that out. And the first one's a lot longer video, but we wanted everybody to see how we made all these mechanisms and stuff. It's like building a clock or something after a while. But enough of that. You can tell I've had enough of that. Oh, it's hard to do, especially when it's cold out and you're trying to do stuff. And you're trying to hurry up before it even warm out, or you're trying to get this stuff done. Box is okay. It's not perfectly square. We got it upside down, but like we'd said in other videos, the sides set in, these set flat. So see, these set in. So we had to make them 1/8 of an inch shorter. And these are not exactly 4 inches. They're probably a 1/16 of an inch under by the time we squared them. Now there's a little bit of defect down there. To where it's a little bit narrow here, but we will take a flapper disc and stuff. We did take a file to this. We took a file to the corners, a file to here, a file to there. And yes, everything's magnetic in here. I always say that. I think my Dremel does it. I really do. It seems like when I cut something my Dremel, it ends up being magnetic. I'm so thankful these are stainless. Oh, think of the mess they'd be if there'd be stuff all over them. These are 3/4 square approximately. They're 3/32 thick. We'll give you the stuff of what we're using the best we can from a big box store. It is plated and it stinks, even when you cut it with the Dremel. But it'll burn off when you spot weld, so we're not going to worry about being the stove is regular metal. It'll melt it off. So here we go. We're going to hold these in with epoxy. Our just 2-part epoxy we have. This kind of stuff. Because we can't think of any way to clamp that. So that's epoxied and that's cured for half hour. So they're not going anywhere by the time you hit it with the welder. We figured spot weld it like here. Then come out and do the corners like here and up here. If we ever have any trouble with this warping, we'll figure out a way maybe to do something different. It's just you cannot reach in there with the big torch. I can reach the center okay when I did it, because I did these, like, say I did this one and this one first with my magnets have it square. Then I did this one and this one. Then I put the 2 halves together. So you can reach to the middle, but reach and clear it in. And look at all that chicken scratching in there. The top, the front, end. This is the front of the top. I changed my mind on some of it and kept redoing it. So it looks like a graffiti wall in there, huh? The right side in. Okay, Sunday in the shop, we can blab a little longer. So we'll come back once we have this epoxied. Give you a quick clip what it looks like down in there and then take a picture. Then we'll be back when it's spot welded in. Okay, it's been about an hour. Our epoxy's cured. It's not fully cured, but they're not moving. We're just going to, I'm looking through the camera screen now. We're going to spot weld the outside corners because all that epoxy in there. We're going to do it standing up so if something gets hot and runny, it runs down in there. I like all that scribbling on there. Like I said, I had to put all the information on there so I did it right. I said, it's not a perfect box. But one reason I'm doing that way I can square the front up, because these holes are going to be way bigger than the bolt holes. Like 2 sizes bigger, so I can slide back and forth. Okay, we'll come back when it's welded. It's pretty warm out. I'm spot welding inside the shop, so it's pretty warm, and I don't have to get nervous and fidget, so I can do a little better job than some stuff. I messed up on my door hinges because I was in a hurry and I was cold. So this ought to be a lot easier. And I'll let you know if I used A or B on my welder. That's just for my reference. If it was all 1/16 of an inch, I'd use A. But this is 3/32 thick. But I don't want to warp or mess anything up. So I'm going to try A first and see what it does. These were done on B to hold it together, because I wanted to quick, fast as I could get spot weld to hold that together. And maybe it should have been more than 3 of them for a stove. I may go back in there once I get, like these corners reinforced like this, front and back, and add a couple more. We have not decided. So here we go. Too much talk. Let's just get this done. Second, you ever notice I mess up on Sunday in the shop? So I'm not trying to be professional or anything. It's just goofing off. And look at the mess. Look at this. Oh, you should always use more hardener. That's on the left. There's probably less in the bottle than the other stuff. Use more hardener than the other stuff. Look at this. I have a video on this incense burner made out of a Coke bottle. I don't know if I posted it or I showed it in a Sunday in the shop video, but my little collection from the winter time there of projects. Okay, let's get to work. We're just rattling too much and not doing enough work. Okay, these spot welds aren't anything to write home about. Brag to mama. I'm a welder now, mama. Anyway. Not making fun of anybody here. Look at that epoxy out bubbled up. And I had to do this by setting this on a steel plate, and you're not supposed to ground that way. Say this is a metal plate with a clamp, you're not supposed to weld that way. There's no way to hook this to keep it straight. There's a couple that are kind of missed glob, but I did weld on A for my reference. But I think I had my wire speed too fast, because boy, it was spitting wire everywhere. Okay, let's clean this up just a little bit, and then we'll be back. We'll grind on just a small amount. Okay, we're just making sure our top fits on the inside. There's no welds in the way. See how that's warped? That's one reason I want to bolt it on. This piece plate is actually warped. This is pretty square. I've checked it. Be off a little bit, but this is warped. Got some good penetration on them little square pieces in there, huh, in the corner. Got pretty hot. And it's all clean. All that nasty epoxy and everything out of there. Then I will drill the door front first, and then come down and mark where the holes have to be, and they will be bigger in this so I can move it around, fidget it. When I'm done, like I said, I'll file and sand and make sure this is flat. Where's the top of this at? Put the box down here so you can look at it. It's off a little bit. Like I said, it's a stove. Maybe I should have made it 7 inches, but you have to figure the time this is on the back, that's going to be a difference. There you go. We'll think of something else before we get out of here. I hate making Sunday in the shop videos short, but I'm always trying to catch up. It just seems like that weekend it gets a little warmer, you're trying to catch up and get everything done. There's even graffiti scribbled all over there. That's pretty... I went crazy with a Sharpie marker. Well, that's one way to tell how good your welds are as far as penetration. Man, that's some big spots. And that was even the lowest setting of the welder on those corners. So, that was pretty dark. I stayed there a long time though. I actually have too much because you're trying to get a glob to go where you want it. You just keep going. I don't know if that'll focus down there. One of these is really nasty. Yeah, you're trying to get a glob going. I do not know what happened there. I ain't afraid to show my mistakes, but I'm sure it's strong enough to hold the front of the stove on. That's what I'm hoping. I'm sure that it is. Okay, break time again. Okay, let's do something for fun. Let's wire brush these a little bit and see who made them. Let's find the maker's mark on here. And I might get carried away and do a little more wire brushing. I do have some emery paper, which is better than sandpaper. Reach over here and get it. A few sheets left. I have some 80 grit and 180 grit. So I can put in strips. I may polish these. I want to put gun bluing on it. I just haven't got to get any. I hate to order it. Let's do some wire brushing. Let's see who made. Look how big these things are. I mean, I got big hands, but man, these things are monstrous. They had to be used like by the power company guys. Got power cables. Look how big that notch is. I bet they was. I bet they was made to cut that big cable, electrical wire. They had to have been. The average homeowner that really needs something this big. Okay, let's give it a shot and see what we find here. We're looking for the name, and we know they're made in USA though. Okay, just a quick wire brush, and all I used was in my little drill here. Utica. I knew I was right. If I can get it to focus. Utica 1950-8. I'm not going to think automatically that's the year. Utica, New York. Well, they're saying enough to blow the camera out. I keep this on autofocus. I just don't want to mess with any of the settings. Here, we'll sneak up on it. Boy, what should I do? Using my ESP. Should I get out my sanding drums and start sanding these and polish them? Should I try to go all out on these, or just clean them up and put some gun bluing on them someday? I don't have a set, even small. If I do, they're just really cheapy made. Notice the jaws don't go all the way together because of the cutters. Now, beware some side cutters and stuff. You'll have an anvil and only one cutting edge, so don't be trying to turn the flat one into a cutting edge. I got my glasses off looking to the camera, so I can't honestly tell you. They look both like cutter edges to me. I think we both agree. Look at those jaws. Look at them. They're nice shape. Look at them. They look brand new. Like, these were hard to use. They just later on got rusty and dirty. I said they're so big, somebody probably had them and they never used them much in their garage. Let's get carried away. Let's get brave. Let's go back here with a sanding drum and sand just a little bit to where it has defects. Because you know this has got defects. And I don't have a belt sander, a small one. My belt sander is way too bulky to try to smooth edges like this. So let's take out our drum sander on our Dremel tool. And let's clean up a couple of these facets right here. See where that's banged up? Let's see what they look like. It's a tool, so we don't have to be picky. They don't have to be polished. You know, my little wrench is full of scratches even though it's shiny. Yeah, let's go for it. We'll be right back. I know you're yelling at me. Sand it. Take a drum sander. Clean them up. Well, what do you think? We went really fast with that. You can slow down and get some pits out, but you better go really fast back and forth. I mean, the whole length of this. I went from here to here super fast. Otherwise, you'll dig little valleys. You'll look like a rippled road. So that's how I actually polish with a sanding drum. We left this side so you can see what it looked like. Like here, we did these, right? The camera's gonna blow it out. we did these, but we did not do these yet. These are only wire brushed. Feel them marks? Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go slow to get them marks out, and then when we're done, so it ain't dimpled down, because you'll just create a valley, like a big old swell down in there. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll be right back and show you what it looks like. So what you can do just with a Dremel tool, so I'm demonstrating here. There, you can do it. Big words, you can do it. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. It's mostly gone. You can still see them in there a little bit. See them? But like I said, it's just a tool. That's it. If you try grinding that out, it's going to make a valley in there. And then you're going to have to take the whole side down to make it level. It will just make a dip. Let's keep sanding drum, and then that'll be it for this week. We'll let you see how much damage is on there. Let's keep at it. Here, let's show you to them again. Then we'll be back, and then we'll be done with this week's video. We're just going to sand these up, oil them up, and use them. And you know me, I just can't quit. One sanding drum, that was it. Those are a pretty good deal. That was 3 times bigger before I started. Fluffier, like a big fluffy ball. But when it got smaller, I got down in there. It'll blow the camera out here. The cutter edges aren't that sharp. Are not. I use bad grammar all the time. That's where I live. I'm trying to get around so you can see them. I'm just going to leave them alone and see how they cut first. And this is just sanding drum only. Inside ain't the greatest. But I did spend some time to try to put a little shine to it. So there you go. That's all it took to do this. A wire brush and a drill, a sanding drum, and the scrubby pad thing that you make yourself. So it doesn't take a whole lot to clean up these old tools. You know, that's why I wanted to show this. I figured I'll show that this Sunday. You know, simple tools just takes a while. And if you had to, you could sandpaper all day. I've done it before and stuff. But we're out here. We had enough. Thanks for watching this week. We'll try to include some extra pictures of this.